Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today we are going to be talking about my plans for 2021 as well as some makeup that I hope to try next year. I'm still in the festive spirit, sitting right next to my Christmas tree here in my Christmas jumper from Primark. I don't know exactly in what order I'm going to be filming all of these videos, but if you see the same look and the same outfit in a lot of the upcoming videos, that's because I'm filming all of these back to back because I didn't have any other time to film. So what I want to talk to you about in today's video is sort of like my plans for the new year, things you can expect from me and the content that I create, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about makeup and some things that I hope to try. So in 2020, I actually cut some of the content that I was making on this channel and put it on another channel. I started a BOOKTUBE channel, in case you didn't know, called Floating in Books. So this one is Floating in Dreams and that one is Floating in Books, and like that way they are still like the same family, you could say, because my book videos over here, just nobody really watched them. So it was sort of like dragging my content down, and I was like, well, but I still want to talk about books. I love books. It's just having an extra channel and uploading one video a week extra has been super challenging for me. So I'm missing quite a lot of uploads. So I hope that that channel can get some more consistent uploads next year. However, then I shouldn't hit a reading slump like I did this year. Things happened and I haven't read as much as I had hoped I would. But that being said, I do have to say that I did really enjoy creating content for that channel. So I just wanted to give it a quick shout out, as I don't mention it a whole lot. It is always listed in the description box, of course. So talking about this channel in particular, and I just decided that what I'm just going to do is just to stick to the things that I know that work for me. So I'm really going to hone in on my niche. And what do I see as my niche? Well, it exists out of a couple of things. Estes and Catrice makeup. I enjoy reviewing their stuff, and it tends to do quite well on my channel as well. So you guys seem to love it too whenever I try their products. So that's what I want to focus on. So whenever they do their every 6 months they update their makeup lines, and I can get my hands on it quite easily usually. So that's why I do that. And then if they have interesting limited edition collections that I find interesting, I might purchase those as well. I also want to focus on like fair and dry skin friendly like makeup tutorials and stuff like that, because I think that that's also what a lot of you give to me as feedback, like, yeah, I have a similar complexion to you, what do you use here, or whatever it is. So again, I always list everything that I'm wearing on my face in the description box, so you can always find it there. And then of course when it comes to eyeshadows, I love eyeshadow palettes, period, but I've really just found that cool toned eyeshadow palettes is where it's at for me. So I think I want to focus on that and sort of try and become the go-to place for all things cool toned eyeshadow palettes. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to shape that, so if you have ideas, leave a comment down below, and then maybe I can cater to some of your needs. But I definitely want to keep doing what I have already been doing when it comes to my makeup and my makeup aesthetic. I've decided it's just quite wearable everyday makeup, but with a twist. Like for instance, today I'm wearing still a very vibrant eye, but I still would wear something like this to work. Perhaps minus the bright red lip. I would probably go for a nude on the lips then. But I could still get away with something like this, you know? So I definitely want to sort of that be the focus and nothing too dramatic. I don't want to focus on like techniques on this channel or anything like that, because I don't feel that my makeup is that great. Like I can do makeup just fine, but to explain techniques, I feel I just don't really have, especially for eyeshadow looks. I just don't have the right eye shape to show people how things work, because I tend to only have like one way to do eyeshadow because nothing else works. So that's what I tend to stick to. So I'm not going to focus on that. I definitely want to, this was already a wish for me in 2020, and I think I managed to in the end, but I want to keep coming with a little bit more fashion-y content. So I already had this wish in 2020, but I'm gonna keep going with it, and that is to create some more fashion content. It is very time consuming for me to produce it, because putting on all the outfits it takes like 3 hours, and then you're left with like a 15-minute video. It's such a long run, but a lot of you seem to be loving it. They don't get a lot of views yet, but I just really like fashion, and that's something, you know, if I feel like I want to create something, I'm gonna create it, whether it does well on my channel or not. So yeah, what it comes down to is that I'm just gonna do what works for me, pretty much. Another thing that I am gonna do, and that ties into the previous point I talked about. So what works for me, I have found, is not necessarily what everybody else on YouTube is doing. So I'm breaking the mold a little bit, going against what might be the norms on YouTube. When it comes to buying the newest releases or, you know, anything else like that. I touch upon some of these topics in my latest Get Ready With Me, where I talked about like the 10 things I wish we can keep in 2020. And for me, what I just find important is that I keep making videos for real people and not just algorithms to try and get as many views as possible. That's just not what I'm about. I mean, I think I'm not doing that badly, you know, when it comes to how many views I get and how many subscribers I have. I think I'm doing pretty well. It's not, am I growing as fast? No, but that's precisely because I don't do certain things like getting the newest releases, focusing on PR and things like BoxyCharm and like all of this stuff that everybody else is doing. I don't do it because it just doesn't sit well with me. And then I'm like, I want to, especially when it comes to like buying new releases, like I just posted my Black Friday haul, and that haul features like what, 25 eyeshadow palettes? It's gonna take me some time to get through all those. I've almost, not quite, I don't think I'll make it before the end of the year, but I'm currently working on going through all of the eyeshadow palettes that I had bought prior to Black Friday, and that's sort of what I hope to finish off like early January, so I can start focusing on all of this new stuff. And then, you know, I'm just always behind on reviews for that reason. On my blog, it's even more terrible because there I really go in depth, and I want to have like 3 looks for every palette that I do a video with, and it's a whole thing. Like, I don't feel comfortable reviewing an eyeshadow palette if I haven't tried every single shade in the palette. And if we then have these really big 25 pan eyeshadow palettes, I need to do at least 5 looks to try everything. So yeah, for me, the way things work on YouTube don't always go with what I like to create in terms of content and how I like to run the show. So that's why I'm just gonna stick to doing my own thing, I guess. Something I'm going to quit doing, and some of you might find this a bit sad, but I'm no longer going to be doing tags. As in, I used to have a tag a month. That was like, I did a little tag series in 2020, and it's just not doing very well. With tags, I have found that they only really work for me if it's a tag that is going around right at that minute. And if I miss the moment, they get so few views because nobody's looking for them. And I know that some of you really enjoy my tags, but I think I may just I'm not gonna say I'm no longer going to do tags. I might just do them as like an extra video or make them part of a Get Ready With Me, because I have also found out that a Get Ready With Me for me works best if I have something to talk about. So I think I'm just gonna do tags then. If there's a cool one going around, I can do a Get Ready With Me plus a tag. I think that can work. We'll see. But there's a lot that will stay the same. So if you're familiar with my channel and my content, I will keep on doing series such as my Shop My Stash, a Get Ready With Me once a month with some of the Shop My Stash products. That's going to stay because I really enjoy that. I want to keep doing full face makeup tutorials with certain brands. However, I am going to leave out certain products from now on because I just felt like certain categories in my makeup collection were just blowing up with product that I wasn't necessarily interested in trying, and I only bought it because I was going to do a full face with brand so-and-so. And that to me is like a little bit wasteful because I know I will just end up decluttering all of that stuff. So unless a brand does a product in a category such as powder or brows or primer, I've decided that I'm no longer going to get that product if it's not something if I'm not already interested in it anyway. If it's just something I'm going to get for the video, I know I won't get the use out of it. So that's why I'm no longer going to use some of those products, but I think I can still do a full face if I have like foundation and concealer and all that. I think we're good. Those are the products that people tend to watch for anyways, I think. What else? Oh yeah, I'm going to keep on talking about new makeup releases on here. I really enjoy doing those videos, even though I sometimes find them very repetitive because a lot of them just go no, 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 but you seem to like it. I like doing them, so we'll just keep doing them. And then I want to start a new series instead of the tag one that I used to do. I want to start doing an eyeshadow palette video series where I talk about all the palettes I own, either from a certain line or from a certain brand. So I already did this with all of my ColourPop palettes in October to sort of test drive it, the idea. But for instance, I also want to talk about some older stuff that I still have. And yeah, so once a month, I want to select a family of eyeshadow palettes, and then I want to talk about those palettes and perhaps do some swatches. That way I think I can go more in depth than when you see it all lumped together in an eyeshadow palette collection video, because then I just need to get through it as quickly as possible, because else the video is going to be 3 hours. So with this I can like focus more, say a little bit about more why I like certain things, and yeah, I thought that could be a good way to showcase that. And my next point is sort of going to tie into a lot of the things that I will be doing next year. It has to do with the fact that I no longer will be buying certain products for full face makeup tutorials, and that's that I really just kind of know by now what I like in terms of powder, in terms of primer, in terms of brushes, in terms of lipstick instead of brows, in like for mascara and eyeliner. I have had the same solid favorites for years in these categories, and I actually have not been interested in purchasing a lot in these categories either. So that's why I'm just going to stick to what I like from now on. And that also, it's my lipstick declutter, I think, is going to be quite epic this year. It's not going to happen until a couple months from now. Please don't get excited like, oh, we have a declutter coming. You don't. It's coming early 2021, but I think it's going to be like springtime, like March, April, because that's the way I run the show, right? I already have all of my content for January and February planned out right now. Like every video idea has already been fleshed out for the next 2 months. 2 months. So it can sometimes be a while until I feature stuff that you would like to see and all that. I know, but just bear with me. I'm only one person. I want to get a good chance trying everything. And that brings me to my next point, because one of the things I really want to do is use what I have. Shop My Stashes have been very helpful for that, and that's why I am actually going to cap the amount of palettes that I will be buying next year. So I'm not going on a low buy or a no buy. I just think that I have so many eyeshadow palettes right now, and the stuff I got for Black Friday should be enough to tide me over for like at least the first 4 months of the year, if not longer. So I think I'm just going to focus on what I have, and I'm going to limit myself to buying 2 eyeshadow palettes a month. Now the way it's going to work is that I'm going to roll this amount into the new month. So if in January I don't buy any eyeshadow palettes, it now means I can buy 4 in February. And I'm going to be making an exception for the Essence and Catrice stuff, because very often they will do an eyeshadow palette in their updated line. So that's going to be excluded from that. And it also doesn't count towards like blush or highlighter or anything like that. It's just going to be eyeshadow palettes. So only 2. I may have to hike it up to 3 at some point, and I'm still contemplating, but I'm not sure that I might want to make an exception for Black Friday, because that's usually when I go for like the mother load. Like I have a tendency to only buy like 1 or 2 things really throughout the year, and then for Black Friday I go all out. Like I just write down all the things that I find interesting after I do my new makeup releases videos, and then I have this massive wish list, and I just kind of calculate how much it all adds up to, and then just make sure I have those funds in my bank account by Black Friday, and then I buy everything I want to own. That's sort of how it tends to go. So yeah, so I might make an exception for Black Friday, but I'm not sure yet. What is going to get an exception is stuff that I wasn't able to purchase in 2020, but that I know I would have bought if I could have gotten my hands on. And that's Menagerie Cosmetics and Violet Voss. They have come out with some palettes that I still want to try, and they are currently not shipping to where I live. And I've tried something with a shipping company, and it went a little bit wrong. So I'm just going to wait. I've decided I'm just going to wait. So when Menagerie announces, especially Menagerie, Violet Voss, I may just lose interest in that brand altogether in 2021. I'm not sure yet. But especially when Menagerie brings back international shipping and they restock, I'm going to be all over that thing for sure, for sure. But yeah, one of the reasons why I want to focus on trying what I have, like just using what I have, is because I like to take my time trying products. And for instance, if I do a foundation review, I want to have tried that foundation at least for like a week or two. With eyeshadow palettes, I already mentioned, I like to use every single shade in a palette before I review it. So I can tell you, save for the ones I'm currently testing out and the stuff I got in my Black Friday haul, every single eyeshadow palette I own, and there's a lot, there's over 200, yeah? I've got over 200 eyeshadow palettes, but I've used every single shade in every single palette at least once. And then when I go back to a palette like that, I will go back to like my favorite shades and create looks with it. But for reviews, I need even the shades I'm not interested in, the ones I think don't go together, the ones that don't go with my makeup aesthetic. I have to try them. That's my policy. I need to try those eyeshadows. Because else I just think it's a bit useless to be talking about something and trying to review it if you haven't tried everything. So that's why I just really want to cap the amount of eyeshadow palettes that I buy, just so I can get to the stuff I've now bought, as well as just being able to enjoy some of the things that I have and love, and that I just want to go back to. Because I have found that in recent years, with the amount of releases that have been going on, just in order to try and keep up, you can no longer go back to something that's older. And if you do videos on older palettes, then nobody's interested. So it's a bit of a shame, I feel. It's a bit of a shame. And then last but not least, what I still wanted to address in this video is brands I am hoping to try in 2021. And it can be very short and sweet about this. Natasha Denona cheek products. I bought one of her minis. I didn't love it. In fact, it may be in my most disappointing products of 2020 video. But I do want to try more of her stuff because I hear so many people raving about it. So I think I want to try one of the Duo Glow blushes. The shade Rio seems really stunning. It's very glowy. I have never tried M Cosmetics, and everybody keeps raving about those little bottle blushes. I'm not a huge fan of cream blushes, so I'm a bit on the fence about this one. But I'm very intrigued, but they seem to be quite expensive, and the shipping to Europe seems to be quite expensive too. I'd like to try some more Clionad's stained glass collection. They did a restock towards the end of 2020, but I'm just going to wait for the next restock, or if they are doing the pre-order again, then I'm just going to wait for that. But yeah, at some point in 2021, I do want to try some more of their stained glass collection. I would like to try Giorgio Armani makeup. I've never tried anything by the brand, and everybody keeps raving about their foundations. So that's something that I hope to do. And I want to try more Milk makeup because I tried their Hydro Grip Primer in 2020 and I loved it. So that's why that needs to be given more of a whirl. And then one that I never hear anybody talking about, but RMS Beauty. I went to Paris once and I swatched some of the products and I loved it. Their like cream highlighter and also their creamy concealer. And I believe they're available either on Beauty Bay or on Cult Beauty. So I may have to try and get those. And I want to try the Fenty Gloss Balm. I don't know what happened, but towards the end of 2020, I kind of fell in love with glossy lips. Like, who is this person? And everybody says that the Fenty Gloss Balm is quite possibly one of the best glosses on the planet. So I thought I could start there. Who knows? So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you would like to stay tuned for more content. My best of the year is still coming up as we speak. So I have a video coming for you every single day towards the end of the year. So until New Year's Eve, I have a new video coming for you every single day. So I hope you'd like to stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!